It's very difficult to plan at the moment, but frankly, not just in the UAE. I think those of us who are used to international travel are finding it difficult not to plan within 24 hours. Here in the UAE, it's really been based on three factors. One is the internal situation in the country and the cases. For 8 days running now, we've had recoveries higher than infections, and infections are in the 300s, which is a significant drop from earlier when we were seeing the 700s and 800s. Second factor that they're looking at is other countries. So they want to create these kind of almost, they're being called travel corridors, where certain countries, the low-risk countries, having people travel there and come back reduces the risk of possibility of bringing back the virus in high numbers. And the third indicator, of course, is seasonal. People are used to getting away in the summer here, especially expatriates with children who want to go back to their home country. So it's one of those things that they have to gradually plan for, but how do you do it? And frankly, I don't think any country has cracked what actually will work best. I mean, quarantine has been something that the UAE has imposed for several months now, whereas we just see it coming into places like the UK, where it's mandatory quarantine for those coming into the country. That's been available here. But yes, it's not an easy time to travel.
And when we think about this with regards to the local economy, not just in Dubai, but in Abu Dhabi as well, obviously there's been some differences on how they've decided to open up and how quickly they've decided to come back online with businesses, malls, the ability to eat in restaurants. But at the same point, no doubt about it, they're going to need to bring people back into this country as tourists, right? I mean, we're talking about a significant proportion of GDP, and the country's hurting.
They will have to bring people back. And what's also interesting is the amount of people who are staying, who are going actually to restaurants or thinking about staycations that were really not heard of during the summertime. So it's an interesting dynamic. Now, of course, the UAE is a federal system. So you have each emirate does its own internal deliberations. And it's actually worked as a federal system in that sense, that each one assesses its own local situation. Also, local health authorities get to make a lot of these calls. In Abu Dhabi, for example, cultural sites have been closed, but they're going to open next week. So you can visit the Louvre, Abu Dhabi, and other places. But it's taken them a lot of time to prepare for it. So everything from how do you control capacity, how do you ensure there's sanitizers everywhere, there are certain places that will be sealed off. So it's been a very busy time internally, especially for a lot of these either tourist sites, restaurants, so forth, trying to get used to the new normal.